We have finally done it. Here we have Chen's Island, an epic, gigantic Ninjago MOC. For perspective, just to give you guys a grasp of how massive this MOC is, we're gonna bring in the Ninjago City now. Alright, so here we have the original Ninjago City. Compared to this, it pales in comparison. This would win on height. Chen's Island weighs 28.5 pounds. Like, that's almost as much as my brain weighs. And this tiny Ninjago City only weighs a mere 9 pounds. 3 Ninjago cities like this to even weigh the same amount as this. We didn't count every individual part on this Chen's Island, but we kind of did some math, and this Ninjago City has around 5,000 parts. Times that by 3, you get 15,000 parts. So yes, this would be a extremely expensive Lego set to buy. If Lego was selling this MOC for 10 cents a piece, this would cost $1,500. Let's jump in and focus on this awesome Chen's Island MOC. First things first, we have to look at this massive slew of minifigures we have in this MOC. I counted up earlier and it's 32 minifigures. Hopefully I counted right. So I'm going to try to name off every single one of them without making one mistake. Let's go. We have Nero. Then we have Camille. Then we have Tox, Shade, Bolobo, Ash, Karloff, Mr. Invisible, Griffin Turner, Gravis, Jacob, Zane, Jay, Cole, Lloyd, Kai, Skylar, Klaus, and Anachondrite Dude, 2 Anachondrite guys who play on drums, and then 2 Anachondrite Warriors, and then Anachondrite Chen, Normal Chen, Kabuki Nia, Dareth, Normal Nia, Sensei Garmadon, Karloff in prison clothes, Cole in prison clothes, and Cole totally covered with flour. So there we have our 32 minifigures, and I'm very happy we were able to get all these minifigures. But let's get back to the build. So we have kind of 4 big main sections here for this whole Chen's Island. The first one we'll start with is the gate going up. So we've got kind of a dock area coming around the front with a bunch of water kind of surrounding the whole island. And then coming up on the dock, we've got some light gray stairs leading up to this massive detailed door. And my favorite part about this front area, there's massive snake designs swirling around on the front. I also love the little lanterns lining the top with the black window frame doors. That looks really nice. And the pagoda shape on the front makes this whole thing really pop. Going in through these doors, you come to this purple carpet leading up to Chen's palace. The corner area has a ton of little details, and if you come around back here, there are 2 pegs that you can pull and trapdoors fall out. There are also 2 main walls protecting this kind of courtyard area. Let's start with Chen's palace. We're gonna take out this big top building. This island is literally as big as this table, so it's kind of hard to fit stuff everywhere. If we open the door and walk inside, we're met with this beautiful snake carpet on the floor. There's also Chen's massive throne and a dragon statue, and that's where you can put the jade blades once you've recovered them. On the other wall, there's a bracket board to see which elemental masters are fighting the other. The next level going up has these 2 big serpentine banners hanging down into the throne room, and it's basically just a little balcony along the top. We've got a massive gong here and 2 pots, and inside are hidden more jade blades. Then finally, the top roof looks magnificent with all these tile pieces going along the top. We come over to this right building. It's got a cool facade with a bunch of different balconies where you can set the elemental masters on. And outside of it, it's got this cool dragon statue. The first floor has a lobby in it with some stairs going up, a nice flower, a brick-built clock, and if you go through this rice paper door, Lloyd's suite. This has a really cool bed. I love the carpet. So the next room we have here is Kai's and Skylar's different dorm rooms. On the right side, we've got Skylar's dorm room, and it's got 3 different staff pieces. It's got a picture of Chen on the other side, and then of course we've got Kai's room on the other side, which looks extremely fancy. And my favorite room to design had to be Jay's suite. It has this awesome, super nice reclining gamer chair. It also has a nice hot tub, and you can just stick Jay in there and he can just be chilling there all day. Cole's room is also really cool. It's got a pantry full of food and a bunch of other really cool little details. And my favorite part of the roof is along the front we've got some red and gold designs. Then finally for our last building, we've kind of got the cafeteria. So going through the door, we've got a tiled off red carpet, which looks really nice, with some noodles, a bowl of cereal, and then the cafeteria food is all lined up on this wall over here. There's also a little door going out to a trash can outside. And the next room we have here is Klaus's evil spell room. We have a roof right here using really cool next night shields, and then inside we have a cool bookcase and the book of spells and a super cool picture of this serpentine general guy. And then we have the roof made out of thin wing pieces. Moving around back, we've got a massive tree right over here. So we go out this little door right here, we find ourselves in the midst of a giant jungle. In the jungle, there is a really cool scene where Garmadon and Klaus are fighting over this portal to the cursed realm, and you can see Klaus about to get sucked in there. There's also this massive cool looking tree and some other vegetation and foliage all over the place. Going up the side of this mountain, you can follow this little path where you can see Dareth just jamming out in the cave with his guitar. Over here on the mountain, we've got two elemental masters, Nero and Bolobo, fighting it out over this rock trying to get the Jade Blade. And again, right up here, we have Griffin Turner and Gravis fighting over the Jade Blade in the peach tree. And I love the colors my brother put into this peach tree. It looks so vibrant and beautiful. Now, on the other side of the jungle, we just have more foliage. Some bamboo pieces that look really good, some tree pieces. We used up basically all the green foliage parts we all had. My brother was able to build this mountain so good. It looks so cool, and he was able to use a bunch of techniques where he put on pieces like sideways onto the mountain. And then on the very top, you've got a volcano with the Jade Blade stuck into a rock, and Kai and Ash battling it out on this tiny little rope bridge, which looks like it's gonna break any second. Now that we've kind of covered the outside and facade of this, it's time to turn it around and look at the inside. We'll start with this section right over here. On the bottom, we have this massive snake pit, and my brother built this really cool purple snake, very vicious. He also put a ton of skulls and bones and rib cages. The walls are made up of a nougat color and look really good. There's also two poles down here where you can entrap Nia and Garmadon. Underneath this whole section is this dungeon cave system, which we gotta get to. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this off. Thank you. Woo! This cave section is basically a rock wall around it with tunnels going to different places. Tunnel over here leads to the snake. Tunnel over here leads to Noodle Factory. But in the center area, we kind of have this purple staircase going up to who knows where with some Anaconda warriors pounding away on some drums. And this kind of represents that room where Master Chen takes all the power away from the Elemental Masters. Back along this wall, we have 3 different prison doors, and they lead into little cells. We have one cell full of spiders, one cell with Zane locked up, and one cell with Pixel, or at least some remains of Pixel. So in the back of this section, we have the Noodle Factory, probably my favorite underground area, tiled off very nicely with light gray tiles, and it's got a bunch of parts that they're working on to build the Boulder Blaster. My favorite part is the noodles coming out of the machine, going into little buckets, and then getting dropped into this bigger crate. And there's also another balcony kind of going up to the second floor. Talking about the second floor, going up even higher, we have the crystal room where Master Chen actually turns into an Anaconda warrior. It's a pretty cool room, and we had to add it. Sometimes the challenges that seem the hardest and most impossible are by far the funnest. And that was the case for this one. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this journey that we've been taking to build this massive MOC. And today I challenge you to get out your Lego and think bigger than ever before. What could you build out of your own bricks?
Subscribe.